Peace. It's Professor Griff. This is Serious Minds, RNTV. We're about to have a serious conversation tonight, and I want to thank, first up, my man Dean Ingman. Dean, I ain't talk to you in a minute. What's good, man? Kiana, all right, peace, queen. The Ernster, what's good, man? All right, everybody here on Google Hangouts, peace. Peace to everybody that's out in the field on the front lines, making it happen. I need to be careful about how I say it in the field. Peace to my queen, Tanya Johnston, Miss Soleil. She know I don't like calling her Tanya. I love you too, love, for real. But yeah, Soleil is better. A little bit more, yeah. But anyway, Ernst, what's up, man? All right, hit me up, Ernie. Let me know something, man. Yeah, Aja is a lot better. I like that better. All right. Just want to give everybody a few minutes to come on because we're going to actually talk about fear of white genetic survival, and we're going to give some clear-cut kind of definitions in case you don't have one. But in the meantime, between time, thank everyone for signing up for the Know Thyself class, which is going to start July 4th. All right. I had to push it back a month, take care of some things, prep a little bit. The preparation needs to be a little bit more intense. The advertisement needs a little bit more intense. But I want to thank Angela for the commercial, Angela Phillips. I want to thank my man Thorn Holder. He's producing another video, plus the flyer. And Shane, my man Shane, produced the first flyer. And of course, some people that's been helping me behind the scenes, really appreciate that. Thanks, Imani Mukhe, Bamani Baruti, for having that discussion with me, the constant discussions with me about education and its importance and the curriculum. Achika Akur, thank you very much, Chika. Really appreciate that because that brother got a dynamic education program that he's put together that, yeah, I'm going to incorporate his work and Baruti's work and other people's work so we can bring you a well-rounded picture of what your knowledge of self should consist of. Everyone's is slightly different, depends on what door you came through, but I'm not going to give any of that information away. If you want to sign up for the class, go to www.professorgriff.me. Peace to Sunny Sunseri Muhammad. Thanks for the package. Really appreciate that. It's always good to get wrapped in the red, black, and the green. All right. But if you can't take the class, just keep in mind that we are archiving it. And if you want to donate to the cause, then of course we'll make sure you get the archives. You can't get it at the same time and or at the same price to people that are paying for the class. That's just unfair for the people that's taking the class. All right. Everyone has to pay their dues, plain and simple. All right. See, this is going to weed the people out that don't necessarily respect this particular knowledge. All right. Of course, those people that can't afford it, we're going to see if we can get y'all sponsors. All right. See if someone will sponsor you. If they want to sponsor you, just tell them to call me correctly. I'm offering discount price for groups. All right. So give me a call at 678-557-2919. Peace to Harold Taylor, LaShawn, Bethia, peace. Ray Jarrell, peace. All right. As you'll often know, and you should know, Serious Minds RNTV, I do a different kind of programming than I used to do. I'd rather do the interaction with you because I want to know what's on your mind as well as you knowing what's on mine, so we can kind of break bread and converse with one another. I hate to be in a position where I'm the best knower in the room and I'm giving it all to you, and all you could do is sit back and listen and then make nasty comments under the YouTube clip later on. All right? Wit, what's up, Wit? Waiting to hear from you, man, with them tracks, bro. Let me and Soleil know something. All right? Shout out to my man KG from the Bomb Squad. All right, Wizard KG. Me, Soleil, and KG about to drop some stuff on y'all. All right. Going up under the banner of Spectrum. We're going to make it happen like we used to do back in the day. All right. But anyway, I'm going to give it a few more minutes so we can kind of dive in so we can keep it flowing. Those people that y'all know that don't know about Serious Minds RNTV, could you please just let them know, all right, that we're on every Wednesday night. But listen, as I said last week, I'm going to change the format up. I'm going to come on several times a week at different times. All right, so y'all might have to catch it on the fly or whenever y'all can catch it. There's too many things happening that I need to talk about that I can't wait till Wednesday to talk about. Peace to Eric Cunningham. All right. All right. So yeah, we're going to talk about the fear of a black planet. We're going to talk about the alt-right versus the black left. All right. Peace to Michael F. William. Are you also live on YouTube? Your background is different on the two platforms. Fuck my back. I don't know what that means. Mike, what does that mean, bro? This is my step and repeat. From backdrops.com or something. Somebody, I forgot the brother's name. He gonna kill me. I'm gonna remember his name later on. But yeah, the brother provided me with step and repeat. I got 4 of them. I have another one in a couple of other places where I do this at. So what do you mean? I don't know. Background's different. I don't know. Hopefully I don't have the same background. But anyway, peace to Tracy Lee, peace to Khalid El Hakim, Giovanni Farmer. Let's go, bro. You're right. Let's go. All right, so we're going to talk about fear of white genetic survival, which is the title Dr. Frances Cress Welsing coined and gave us the framework to that particular information when she talks about fear of a black planet. I mean, not fear of a black planet. That's Public Enemy's album. Fear of white genetic annihilation. And of course, Public Enemy took that and ran with it. And we came up with the album Fear of a Black Planet. Peace to Lisa Murphy. So we need to kind of, yeah, Lisa, maybe you can help chime in on some of this then. When she gave us that fear of white genetic survival, let me put it in context. So let's just put it in context and understand it from that perspective so we can be on the same page. If you got Dr. Frances Cress Welsing's book, The ISIS Paper, with you, go to the bookshelf, pull it off, go to the beginning, and follow along when she talks about the definition of racism, white supremacy. Now, the definition of racism, white supremacy, the functional definition we need to talk about. The functional definition of racism, white supremacy is as follows. But she talks about it as a black behavioral scientist practicing psychiatry. And she says, my own functional definition of racism, white supremacy is offering people money and other things. That if they came up with a functional, practical definition of racism, white supremacy, she'll drop hers and adopt yours. Racism, white supremacy is the local and global power system and dynamic, structured and maintained by persons who classify themselves as white, whether consciously or subconsciously determined, which consists of patterns of perception, logic, symbol formation, thought, speech, action, and emotional response as conducted in all areas of people activity. And the areas of people activity are economics, education, entertainment, labor, law, politics, religion, sex, and war for the ultimate purpose of white genetic survival and to prevent white genetic annihilation on planet Earth, a planet upon which the vast majority of people are classified as non-white, meaning black, brown, red, and yellow people. They're classified by white-skinned people, and all of the non-white people are genetically dominant in terms of skin coloration compared to the genetic recessive white-skinned people. Frances Cress Welsing, MD, she says the system of racism, white supremacy utilizes deceit and violence, inclusive of chemical warfare, biological warfare, and psychological warfare. Indeed, by any means necessary to achieve its ultimate goal, objective of white genetic survival, and to prevent white genetic annihilation on the planet Earth. In the existing system of racism, white supremacy, when the term is undefined and poorly understood, there is a general confusion and chaos on the part of victims of that system, local and national as well as global. it then becomes impossible for the victims of racism, white supremacy, to effectively counter the global system of racism, white supremacy. The African enslavement, imperialism, colonialism, neocolonialism, fascism, etc. are all dimensions and aspects of racism, white supremacy. Peace, Richard Parsons. Peace, Kenneth Glover, Willie X. Peace. I'm saying to y'all from the book of Dr. Francis Cress Welsing that when we talk about racism, white supremacy, and I'm not bucking my elders, all right? Trust me, I'm not. All right. Romy Rome, I'm not preaching. This is not preaching. This is teaching. There is a difference. If you want to get preaching, you might want to talk to Reverend Pigfoot or Reverend Hamhock this Sunday. This is not that. All right. So talk to Reverend Fatback. All right. All right. So, but anyway, so I'm not bucking the elders, but white supremacy. I am not advocating that white is supreme. I am talking about a system that they put in place to remain in place as being supreme over those of us that they consider in this racist, racial, social construct called black or white or race. Peace, Ish. Aisha Rock, peace. Black woman, Cheeria Bell, peace. So please don't get this twisted and don't get this and take this in the wrong way. And don't get offended because my voice is about to get raspy and I might start talking a little bit louder. All right, and get a lot more passionate about what I'm saying, and don't get offended about how I say it. I'm just saying to you that some of the elders are saying, but because we keep saying racism, white supremacy, that we're giving credence and power and energy to the white supremacists. No, I don't do that. All right. I am speaking like you have never heard this spoken before. So when I say racism, white supremacy, I'm talking about the system that they've constructed and the framework in which and upon which they have built this empire. So it's from that premise and that framework that I want to have this discussion tonight when we're talking about fear of white genetic survival. What did Dr. Francis Cress Welsing mean by that? She meant that whether it be on a psychological level or a subconscious level, white people fear of being wiped out genetically. Peace, Sunshine Daniels. Diedrich Oliver, peace. Michelle X. So we have to understand this. All right. So Mike Williams, you saying you can't wait for the system to fail. Well, if the system will never fail unless you get knowledge of yourself, unless you love yourself, unless you love your black family and construct and put the black family back together. It's just not going to fall on its own. All right. Those of us that are on the front lines are constantly dismantling racism, white supremacy, starting here and here first. All right. Danny Malone, peace, man. All right. Dwayne Davis, peace. So I'm saying to you, it's not going to fall on its own. So when we talk about racism, white supremacy, we're not talking about some frail social construct out of the mind of some would-be child psychiatrist out of Chicago doing her work in psychiatry in Washington, D.C., the District of Columbia. We're not talking about that. We're talking about a system that they've put in place. All right. And by all intents and purposes, it's running on its own now. And by what you say and what you do, by what you don't say and what you do, you're fueling it. All right. Some of the things we're going to talk about tonight. All right. So I want to say from the outstart, I wrote 2 points down that I want to get across real quick before we dive into this. One, let's not have the discussion happening on the periphery of what the real issues are cloud your judgment I want to use a term, but I don't want you to judge me for it. Cloud your ability or your inability to be practical when discussing this. What I mean by that in a deeper sense, let's not let aspects of the language of racism, white supremacy become that tool that they use to weaponize our anger. If I said that correctly. Soleil, help me out. By weaponizing your anger, you get bottled up with emotion to the point where even though we're using the bastard language called English, we can't articulate the pain, the suffering, the intellect, the strategy, the methodology, the hurt, the consciousness, even the compassion. We won't be able to do that through that pain if we don't handle this whole idea of them touching and pressing those buttons, those triggers that may weaponize your anger, and then they use you and your reaction while you're angry and emotional. Then they use that emotion against you, and they use that particular thing. They're angry. See, look at the angry black man. So if I came on here foaming at the mouth and amped and threatening people and all that kind of stuff, then you'd be saying, okay, we'll just write them off as being emotional, and let me click off and go down to somebody else's Facebook page. And yeah. All right. Mind you, if you know me, and most of y'all do, I'm not one of them individuals that count likes and views and hits. Yeah, that's irrelevant to me. All right. Peace to Riri Brown. All right. Thank you, Aretha Brown, for signing on. All right. So let's understand that. That's number one. Let's not let them weaponize our anger. All right. But let's not be a fucking tightwad and get on CNN like a bobblehead and you don't say what the real issue is because you're sitting on white people's medium. All right. So let's not be that kind of Negro either. Let's not get to the point where you're not angry enough to the point where you come off like a well-dressed, paid-off coon. All right. Let's not do that either. All right. Secondly, let's not, and I'm not being vulgar, so don't come at me with that. I'm too goddamn old to be on here being vulgar and all that old stuff. You'll run your mouth about like, just let me, hold on, I'm going to digress for a minute. Just the whole idea, I'm researching, I'm studying, and I'm seeing this BS that's not only trolls, but well-to-do Negroes talking about the kind of car that Kendrick Lamar bought his little sister. Y'all Negroes know y'all need to stop. This is why we can't get ahead. You talking about, you got the nerve to sit and you have enough time on your hands to make comments about the car that Kendrick Lamar bought his little sister? Y'all kill me with y'all's degree of ignorance. And the fact that y'all got so much goddamn time to do that, it's ridiculous. Anyway, back to my point. Don't get offended, please. The whole idea of you baiting people, especially white people, you're baiting to lock them into the race argument is a waste of time. So then we can actually say by you having an entire YouTube channel, your entire platform is baiting people and you're getting them into these arguments so we can see how intelligent you are is not cute, not impressive, not at all. And we don't have time for that. What I'm attempting to do with Raising the Bar is connect all of these shows that are on and these brothers and sisters. We need to hear more from the sisters, but all of these people that are on the front lines. All right. To the point where if it offends us as a people, then we need to stand up unified. All right. And we need to condemn it and speak against it. All right. And that's just real. What Bill Maher said on Bill Maher's show, not a platform you created, and HBO didn't hire Bill Maher. All right. So let's just get that madness straight. That's Bill Maher's show. Bill Maher can say what the fuck he want to on Bill Maher's show. But do I have to watch Bill Maher's show? No. Do I have to accept what Bill Maher said about calling himself a house nigga? No, I'm not going to accept it. Not at all. Not if I hear it from somebody else or whether it's your show or not. Do I have enough intellect and testicular fortitude to check Bill Maher, whether it's on my platform or yours, shit, or on his? You goddamn right I do. Plain and simple. So I'm not going to be called no house nigga or no field nigga by some white boy. Plain and simple. All right, end of the fucking discussion on that. We'll talk about that with Brother Rich or something. We're not talking about that tonight. But one of my first reactions were I laughed. I laughed for several reasons. I laughed because when I was coming up, if a white boy said that while we were present, y'all know what went down. I'm just saying. I'm not advocating anything, but I'm just saying you don't do that on our watch. Not like that. That don't happen like that. But because you gave them the comedic license to take it wherever they want to take it under the guise of they're being funny and it's comedy, you understand what I'm saying? So y'all go for that. Like you've allowed other people to get away with the shit that they've gotten away with, insulting you, and you laugh at the insult, but they're going to insult you right to your fucking grave, or they're going to insult you right back into the chains around your neck and around your wrists and your ankles. They're going to insult your ass right back into slavery. All right? Remember, when the Holocaust took place with the Jews in Nazi Germany, it started with a word. It started with putting things in the paper. It started with the subtle joke on the job. It started with all these subtle things, and then Germans started to see their neighbors disappearing. All right? And then they started tagging their neighbors with, yellow badges and all this kind of stuff. And we ended up getting what happened in Nazi Germany. All right? Which pales in comparison to what's happening to black people today and what's been happening to black people. All right? I'm not casting off anyone else's pain or their history. All right? And I'm not comparing the two. Don't get that twisted either. Thanks, Trina, for signing on. Charlotte Muhammad, peace. All right? So now let's dive into this. This whole idea of the alt-right now. All right? Now, let's just get that correct. Alt-right simply means alternative right. And white people, especially, what is the dude's name? Richard Spencer, truly don't feel, all right? Ernie said, great book about the word by Randall Kennedy, The Strange Career of a Troublesome Word. Right, but Ernie, we need to get to the root of the word nigger and what it actually means. All right. Once you get to the root of it, whether it's, don't excuse it. Whether a dumbass cracker looked at the term Niger and thinking all of us come from Niger, ended up calling us niggers, that's one side of it. The other side, they taken that because of their ignorance, not knowing that we all have something in common, but we come from different places. And then when you look at the root of the word niggas, we actually the Nagas, which are the black gods, thanks to Eugene Adams, Renoka Rashidi, and other people, Ashwa Kwesi, and other people. So let's not get it twisted. Whatever side of that you on, and we're balancing it out, come correct if you decide to use that term among us. And I'm saying to the white people that's listening, it would be best that you just don't use the word at all. This plain, I'm just saying to you, just for health reasons. I'm not sure if you got the Obama plan or whatever fucking plan you got. I'm just saying, yeah, just a word to the wise. I just be kind of cautious. White people, listen. No, excuse me. Black people, listen to what I'm going to say to your white friends because you too scared to say it. Calling you a cracker is not the same as calling me a nigger. Let's get that straight. Cracker is a title that white people gave themselves on the slavery plantation. The man who cracked the whip was the cracker, all right? then even when we do use that word, we as black people don't have the power to enforce anything on you with using that word. We can't take anything away from you. We are powerless when we call you a cracker. It's a term that you gave yourself. All right? Negroes, don't come with the song and dance. Hey, well, you guys use the term in your rap music. That shit is lame. With what Italian people in an Italian conversation among Italian men and women, if they decide to use the terminology that's derogatory to Italians inside of an Italian conversation, that's up to them. I'm excluded from that. If I come into that conversation, I can't use the same language. Bill Maher would have never said that, a derogatory term like that to Jewish people or gay people. LaShawn Bethia says Psalms 82, verse 6. Well, I don't even know anything about that. Well, I do, but yeah. Anyway, all right. So Richard Spencer, he calls what his organization the alt-right, and he is more into, he's a cultural Christian. Christians, please type something. Hurry up, because I don't know what the hell that is. I mean, LaShawn, you're right. We're all God's children of the Most High God. I got you now. But Richard Spencer says this is identity politics. Why would there be a need for Richard Spencer in the first damn place? For him saying what he's saying? I think with what Donald Trump is doing, it gives birth to the Richard Spencers of the world. That's just me. All right. Not an opinion, not how I feel. I'm looking at what took place and when the alt-right came to birth publicly. Not when they came to birth, when they came to birth publicly. All right. A lot of us need to do a little bit more deeper thinking so we can get to the root of the thing instead of operating on the branch. All right. So in Richard Spencer's speeches, he says, hail Trump, hail Trump, hail our people. He basically goes into the whole idea of how minorities need him as opposed to need them, as opposed to them needing us. All right. So I saw him with Charles Coon Barkley, and that doesn't do it any justice, because in a minute I'm going to talk about the alt-right versus the black left. And you may say, well, what the hell is the black left? Black left is the Negroes like Charles Barkley, who never really spoke up for black people, truly don't want to be with us, don't want to marry us and have children that look like us. But yet they become the spokesman for us when it comes to people like Richard Spencer, who made Bend Over Coon Carson or Charles Coon Barkley the spokesman for black people. See, this is the black left versus the alt-right. All right. So yeah, Brian, we can call them Negropeans, because I don't understand why you buy into the sick, twisted madness of someone like Charles Barkley. Nothing about Charles Barkley is black. All right. Charles Barkley speaks as an American. And if you look at the Constitution or the Constitution of the United States of America, it writes black people in as 3/5 of a human being. Now, brothers and sisters, don't come on with the sovereignty stuff. We ain't got time for that tonight. All right. It writes black people as 3/5 of a human being. Yeah. G. Bella, you right. Barkley is brainwashed. So much so that, but because he's the go-to Negro, NEEDGROW, he's the go-to Negro that CNN and the sports people and all these other people would like to go to. All right. We have to contend with his foolishness. All right. So let's understand the mindset now of the alt-right versus the black left, because now you got to figure out where you fit in. All right. Israel Jones says it's deeper than brainwashing, and you absolutely correct. It's the psychology of self-hatred, Israel Jones. All right. You may want to call it something else. Richard Spencer, and I need y'all to think about this for a second. I got to go grab something. But Richard Spencer said, America is white. All right. America was founded as a white country and a white government. All right. So please answer that for me. I got to get something real quick. I'll be right back. But I got to have y'all answer that. I just can't. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard for me to process the rest of this. When, if you don't know your history, you can start looking it up right now. Is America a white country? So white people founded America. Please help me out. All right, I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Just answer that question. I'll be right back. All right. I'm sorry about that. I'm black. Let's look at it like this. Damn, Sunshine Daniel said Barkley is three-fourths of a black man. Okay. So if America is white and they founded this country, what happened prior to white people coming to this country? I'm just kind of putting this out for Richard Spencer because, see, you can talk that to Negroes like Charles Barkley, who's not going to confront you with this information, which the average black person on here or on here listening to me right now, we already know this. We know this. We know our brothers and sisters. The black, dark-skinned, jet black Native American was here, like my dad was already here to greet them at the shores, and we know the whole history of the Native American, along with black people already being in America. He's the safest Negro on TV, no threat at all. Richard Spencer found a new best friend with Charles Barkley. Thanks, Khalid. Really appreciate that. The Moors helped the Euros. Oh, okay. The white man has never founded anything. You're absolutely correct about that. Because according to Eugene Adams, according to Runoko Rashidi and other historians, lecturers, researchers, we can go into Russia and other places and find the origin. We can find the black Russians. We can find the black Europeans. We can find, and we're at the core of all of those cultures and those civilizations. All right. Not that we're waiting around for them to give us credit for anything, because they're just not going to do it. And you shouldn't wait around and think that white people are ever going to tell the truth about who you really are, black man and woman. Plain and simple. Richard Spencer says, from the alt-right, says America is our creation, our inheritance. All right. What do y'all think about that? I need to know. And he also constantly talks about, now Kamal Bell, from some television show that he has on CNN. You know, brothers, cool, but little too soft in your approach when you're talking to these people, bro. It's like, I'm not going to sit and laugh with dudes like that. There may be a few things that's funny, but come on, man. Lenny Boyce says ignorance. Well, true, but I'm not going to sit and laugh, man. I'm not going to sit and laugh with this dude, interviewing this dude for 20 minutes. All right. The so-called settlers, Richard Spencer's ancestors, were released from prison as rapists, molesters, monsters, etc., that infested the native lands. You're absolutely correct about. Peace to Kiki Shah, my daughter. Peace, black woman. Okay, you off the ish list. All right. Trying to get brownie points. You'll be all right. Anyway, Choctaw nations stand up. You're right about that. And the other 98 Native American nations, Blackfoot, all of us, peace. Stutter man, what's good, man? And Wassalah, peace. So let's understand that. So he calls himself a cultural Christian. Now, I know I got some Christians on here, and I ain't heard from y'all yet. Come on now. What is a cultural Christian? Because if you look at the culture of Christianity, you see my mind working because I don't know what the fuck that is. You look at the culture of Christianity, those principles and concepts which served as the basis for Christianity was stolen from black people in ancient Kemet and in Africa. All right, whether you go among the Dogons or whether you're unrolling the scrolls of the in Mali Empire or Timbuktu or any of those places, you'll find the tenets and the framework to Christianity. So when you say culturally speaking, no, those are things that we've kind of have been doing for a long time. And white people came in, as Ashwa Kwesi teaches, and pleasurized and stolen and murdered and plundered and raped and stole the information, gave it a white face, plagiarized most of it, flipped it, put a white face on it, and fed it back to black people as they enslaved us. All right. Muhammad Tariq says it's devil worship in the way it's being practiced. Of course. Thank you. Thank you very much for saying that. Glad I didn't have to say it. There's a person who follows the Christianity is what's taught to us, not the real Christianity, which, okay, from our ancestors. You're actually correct, Marion White. All right. So we need to understand this mindset, not necessarily Richard Spencer, but the mindset. All right. Multiracial equality. The whole idea, Charles Barkley said, of all people being created equal. And if you watch the body language of Richard Spencer, he's like, no, that's bullshit. This is his language, not mine. All right. So he said it's bullshit. People are not created equal. Brothers and sisters, do we need not have a show on all of the accomplishments of black people? It would take us, if Facebook will allow us, we would have to stay on here constantly for a month, 24 hours a day, every day for a month, to list the accomplishments of black people and what we created and who we are. Am I right or wrong? You could not have built this by yourself, white people. And America was not built by white people. It was built on the back of intelligent, smart, brilliant, genius gods and goddesses that they've kidnapped and brought from Africa to America. All right. And the ones that they've broken down and made slaves. We didn't come from Africa slaves. They had to make a slave. Read the Willie Lynch letter, which most of y'all probably have not read. All right. They broke us and made us slaves. You see, this is why my class, I'm not selling y'all anything. This is why my class is so important. Simply because most of y'all don't know. It's like, if you read the Willie Lynch letter, we would be able to have a conversation and use that as a reference point and build on that. We would be able to use Chancellor Williams' work and build on it. Ivan Van Sertima's work, George G.M. James' work, Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark. I mean, I can go on and check out the Diop and other people, and we wouldn't have to keep regurgitating the same thing over and over and over every time we get together like this. All right. Brothers and sisters, listen, I just want to say this as a side note. I don't really care how many people come on and check out. If you can't stand the heat that's in this particular kitchen, then by all means, I salute you. Get your time card and punch the fuck out. Seriously. This is not, everybody's not built for this. Plain and simple. I often say that there's a lot of people, especially some of the people that come on here, they're not trying to destroy racism, white supremacy. They're trying to find a comfortable place in it. And this is very real. And I don't want y'all to get bothered by it. When you come to the lecture and I hit a few points and you see half of a row of people get up and leave. That's part of what I do. Plain and simple. And I'm not selling you anything. I'm not expecting you to believe anything I say. Matter of fact, I don't want you to believe me. You know why? Because I want you to get up off your behind and go through some research for yourself and then call me, and then we can dialogue. All right? So let's be very real and let's be very transparent about what we're dealing with here. I always refer back to information that you could go back and read for yourself, because this is not how I feel every Wednesday night. This is not my opinion every Wednesday night. Like me, like you, can do research, take notes, study, compare notes, do a comparative study, watch some YouTube clips, read some articles, bounce it off your mate, have those discussions like I do, and then you can come and have a platform like this, and I'll sit back and listen to you. But because you know there's something in me that touches something in you, you say, no, I'm going to support Professor Griff because maybe he's putting it in a way and he's created a platform that I help him build that I can agree with some things. I'm going to challenge him on some other things, which you can. All right. This is why I do the kind of platform that I do. All right. I'm not beyond reproach. Y'all got my phone number. It's 678-557-2919. Can somebody put my phone number in here? Matter of fact, hold up. I'm going to put the damn phone number in there. 678-557-2919. Don't call now because I'm on the air. That's my phone number. All right. Matter of fact, can someone write it in there for me? All right. So let's just be very real about this. So what we have to do is we have to be able to navigate through racism, white supremacy, while respecting our elders, all right, while understanding the process that our ancestors took us through, stand on the shoulders of our elders, stand on the shoulders of our ancestors, support our elders, all right, and support the brave men and women that dare to stay on the front lines and give you this kind of information. All right. Thank you, Soleil. I really appreciate that. That's my phone number. Y'all can call me so we can dialogue. But if we're going to talk about those methodologies, right, that are very real, then we have to talk about subjects that are very uncomfortable. All right. You could be in a relationship with a woman or a man. He can say things and act in such a way which works your nerves. But if you cannot have, and he has to be open to it, and you have to be open to it. If you can't have that kind of open discussion with that particular individual, so those things don't get on your nerve, then good luck. No one should be in the context of a relationship like that. You should be able to at least pull that individual aside and say, look, love, it's the kind of thing that you say and do, but just give me some clarity, or let me understand it a lot deeper. Plain and simple. All right. So, peace, man. It's nice to see you too, good brother. So Diedrich Oliver, he says, you've been a soldier before Public Enemy. I know that. I'm just trying to get them to understand that I was doing this, not in this kind of way, before Public Enemy. All right. And I tell people not in a braggadocious kind of way, but I have to tell people often, Public Enemy didn't make me. I helped make it. All right. So, and Sean DeVore, who's on here right now, know that. All right. So, let's just be real with it. All right. So, Richard Spencer is for the whole idea of exploitation and domination. All right. Survival of the fittest. And if white people came to America and committed genocide with the Native Americans and enslaved black people to build the country and then set up a system called racism, white supremacy, was keeping us the foot on our neck. And we have found ways to at least communicate with one another, to come up and devise a plan and a method in order to usurp racism, white supremacy so that we could survive. Then the Richard Spencers of the world should not get red-faced and angry. Because trust me, Richard Spencer, and I'm saying this to you directly, a black man to a white man, that in about 10, not 20 to 50 years, the vast majority of people in America and throughout the world are going to look like me. All right. Peace, Kimberly. Peace, Sherb. My sister Sherb Griffin is on. Peace. So we have to understand that particular dynamic, and it's very real. All right. So for the people that's just coming on, we're probably going to talk a little bit longer tonight because y'all know I got to get ready for the Brother Rich thing at 11, but I got to drive these points home. So just bear with me. We're not going to sign off at 10 o'clock. All right. All right. So the whole idea of these, and please y'all help me out. This whole idea of these fake ancestral.coms and these other websites where you can go do your DNA tests. All right. Don't know if y'all know, and maybe y'all can school me how reliable this is. But in any case, at the end of the day, if most people find that we have a common ancestor and that is a black woman, all right, then what is Richard Spencer's discussion all about? If it's not keeping the proverbial black boot, white boot in this case, of racism, white supremacy on the throat and on the neck of black people. When you hear Donald Trump and the rest of these people talking about make America great again, it's the same language as Richard Spencer talks about when he talks about white privilege. All right. And it's the same language. It's the same exact thing. And we have to be real in our approach when we go to understand that. But because you sophisticated intellectual prostitutes want to go and piece apart what Richard Spencer says, and even Donald Trump, this is what baffles my brain. We call for the firing of Bill Maher off of HBO, which is impossible because politically incorrect and whatever Bill Maher's show is called, Real Time, Real Live, whatever the hell it is, it's his show. So you can't fire yourself. All right. So they produce the show and then they send it over to HBO and HBO airs it on their platform. That's a business deal. Most of the people at HBO call you niggas when you ain't around. The fuck are y'all talking about? So I'm trying to listen. I'm shocked and surprised that your ass is shocked and surprised that a white boy like Bill Maher is using that particular language on his own goddamn show. I don't mean to get back to that, but I'm shocked and surprised that your ass is shocked and surprised. Why? I asked a whole entire audience of black people in Jersey that how many of them got white friends, and people raised their hands. I said, well, tell your white friends to call me because I want to figure out what the fuck they talk about when we ain't around. It's the same. If you watch Bill Maher's language, body language, he's comfortable with calling you a nigga. Y'all ain't say shit when he was banging old girl. What's her name? Superhead. Probably calling her a black ass bitch, nigga, whatever the fuck. You understand what I'm saying? So I gotta borrow Tariq Nasheed's term when he calls this fake outrage, which, you know, as much as y'all think I don't want to agree with him, I have to, because this is what I'm seeing from some people. It's fake outrage. It's like, oh, you upset. You only get upset as a reactionary to some shit. You never put yourself in a position where you're educating the people to know that that's the language that they use and that's what they're going to call you, whether it's in the sports, comedy, education realm, or whatever. This is the language that they use, plain and simple. And you act as though you're so fucking upset that you act like this is the first time somebody's called you a nigga. Dietrich Oliver says niggas defending him because he date black women. No, he gets no defense from me. No. No, I don't care who defends him. Plain and simple. I told y'all before that the generation coming up behind us are not going to be like us. All right. See, we have this pliant. If you don't know what the word means, go look it up. Flexible, kind of, forgive them, Lord, for they know not what they do. Malcolm X said, as long as they've been doing it, they're experts at what the fuck they do. Well, Malcolm X didn't curse, but I'm just saying. You understand what I'm saying? So no, that generation behind us are going to be the ones that kick ass and take names. They're not going to sit on platforms like this and negotiate with white people on whether or not on what platform you should call us a nigger. It's unacceptable. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Can you imagine me and some of my homies having a conversation and some white boy come in that conversation, a black conversation, and a white boy come in the conversation and start flinging the word nigger around? You see, some of you hypocritical ass niggas out there have white friends that you allow to get away with that shit. I swear to fucking God, you bring them crackers around me and my crew, calling us niggas like that? Please, you out your motherfucking mind. You out your rabbit ass mind. If you give validation to that bullshit, and then you get into a fake fucking outrage when Bill Maher says it on Bill Maher's platform. You niggas never fucking cease to amaze me. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program. Richard Spencer says white people will be the minority. Yeah. Ernie, you right. They haven't changed since your daddy's day. And this is real. So we have to understand the mindset that they come from. We have to be bravely, courageously on guard to be able to intelligently argue with the best of them in any area. If it's a psychological thing, then let's deal with them. If it's an intellectual thing, then let's go deal with the best of them. All right. If it's an academia thing, then let's go deal with them. All right. If it's a physical thing, then we're going to defend ourselves. This is what the Black Panther Party was about. We're not going to advocate violence. All right. But let's not be cowards in the face of our women and our children and not be brave enough to stand up with what the Creator have armed you with already, yet you refuse to use it. The only thing I ask my sister who's on here now, my daughter who's on here now, all right, my queen who's on here now, is when I pull my sword, move the fuck out of the way. All right. I don't want nobody giving me another set of instructions that the Creator, God, Ptah, Jah, Ra, whatever you want to call the Creator, have already given me. I know my divine duty and my divine right and what the Creator put in me to do when it comes to these people. All right. I don't want you in my right or my left ear trying to give me a set of instructions. All right. The time for us to have that particular talk, I'm talking to my daughter, my sister, and my queen. I'm not talking to the rest of y'all. Have that discussion with me now. All right. Because I'm going to go according to what the Creator has set in motion with the Mau Mau. What the Creator set in motion with the Zulu. What the Creator set in motion with Yah Satiwa. What the Creator set in motion with all the revolutionaries that came before me. And I'm not their equal. But I don't want to have that discussion once I'm on the battlefield. Have that discussion with me while I'm sharpening my sword before I enter the battlefield. Don't call me and text me, say, honey, could you come back home? We'd like to have a No, we're not having no discussion. Plain and simple. It is what it is. Now, if you've been given what I know that you already know what you've been given by the Creator to defend yourself, your family, and your people, and you don't use it, then it'll be taken away from you. Plain and simple. Let's talk in simplistic terms. If I've been given the ability to find wealth that's hidden in people, discover it in people, and assist them with bringing it out of them to make them masters of themselves, if that what I've been given and I recognize that gift and the talent that the Creator put in me, and I exercise that, I'm doing my job. Whether you recognize that in me or not, I'm doing what I'm created to do. Now, if you've been given a gift by the Creator, validated and reaffirmed by people that know you, and you don't use that gift and you let that gift go to waste, the Creator might take that gift and use it against you. All right? I know you're saying, well, God is not that damn cruel. Stop that. Stop that. No, seriously. Don't do that. Tiger Woods was probably one of the best black golfers that we could offer. That Negro crashed in his fucking car drunk and high on some shit. You mean to tell me the Creator ain't saying to him, look, I gave you the gift. Use it how I gave it to you, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Or I'll take it from you. Come on now. OJ. I can name a few people. All right. Did not the Creator send a message to LeBron James a couple of weeks ago and had one of them silly ass crackers write nigga on his fence? Brought his ass right back down to earth. Right? I don't give a fuck how much your house costs. Why you people letting you know you still a nigga? Right or wrong? I'm just trying to get your mind prepped to what's coming. And I see it coming. Maybe you don't see it coming. I see it coming with Donald Trump. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm trying to warn you, if you're not able to handle Bill Maher calling you a nigga, Richard Spencer trying to get with his white cronies in Texas, them demons and devils in Texas rewriting the history books that your children got to study from. All right. If you're not ready for the Bill Mahers of the world and the Richard Spencers of the world and the bend over Coon Carsons and the Charles Coon Barkleys of the world, then you're not ready for what's about to come. Because the Creator's going to turn the heat up to the point where you better get ready. Who was that sang that song? Sugar Free. If you ain't ready, you better get ready. Plain and simple. And that's just real. Priest, see you at the Carras Unity Center. Rob, we're not coming, bro. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm not sorry. I apologize. The Joshua Tree got canceled. Carras Unity Center got canceled. So me and Soleil will not be headed towards the West Coast. Not now. But we're planning some other stuff with Siddiqui Bakari and Archeria Bell. And we're going to kind of make our way back out there at another time. All right. So we apologize for that. We will not be at the Carras Unity Center. Can y'all pass that word along? All right. Now, all right. So listen, white privilege. What is white privilege? And what does it mean to you? Is it equal to what the black left is saying, black supremacy? Is white supremacy, is white privilege black supremacy? Can somebody please answer this for me? Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's right. LaShawn pulling the line from Sugar Free and play a ham. But anyway, Marlon Mitchell, it's passing over blacks. What does that mean? Ray Jarrell said, hell no. I'm confused. Oh, the question I just asked is passing over black. White privilege, is it equal to black supremacy? I'm confused. Phaedra Nelson, thanks for joining in. Another educator from Detroit. That I had the pleasure of building with LaShawn. Rothschild family. That's white privilege. Okay. Howard says, maximum respect to you, bro. Peace. Maximum respect to you. Enough respect. No. white privilege has the power to write and control laws and those under these laws. Okay. Okay. Nope, you're right, Brother Muhammad. No such thing as black supremacy. Is that true, Valencia Joseph? No such thing as black supremacy. We weren't supreme. Okay. Stephen Foxworth, Steve Biko. Peace, peace, peace. Come on, y'all, talk to me. White privilege, is it equal to black supremacy? All right, let's answer this question for ourselves and begin to why do people try to downplay the economic importance of slavery that built white people's system of racism, white supremacy? Let's answer these questions, because those people like myself, if we don't come on the platform and challenge you to go deeper into what we already think we know, then we sit back and we get comfortable and we cease to struggle. We cease to fight for liberation. We forget about the liberation struggle. We want to start calling what we're doing something else. We have to continue to struggle until our objectives are met and the idea of what we envision to secure us is accomplished. Is that correct? Is that correct? So racism, white supremacy is global, is a global system. Yes. Okay, so Valencia Joseph, we never had a global system of black supremacy. All right. Sunshine Daniel said black supremacy no longer exists. It has to be annihilated in order for us to truly be free. So what you're saying is we can't be free in the midst of racism, white supremacy? Come on, y'all, talk to me. So the concept that I'm trying to get across is the fact that we don't have to become the demon that we're trying to destroy, Miss Joseph. All right. And I think this is what Miss Daniels is saying. We can't, in our pursuit of being free, we can't become the demons that we're trying to fight against and we're trying to destroy. So in order to get back to ourselves, in order to establish a knowledge of self, in order to set up a system of justice, we can't impose on people that look like us or people that don't look like us the same thing that white people put on us, if you follow what I'm saying. All right? Let's not become the demons that we're trying to destroy, is what I'm trying to say. So now, we can't set in motion a system of black supremacy, is what I'm trying to say. All right? And I'm going to say this, and I know I'm touting the line, so, and I'm not baiting, because I call those people the masturbators. I'm not baiting. All right? But, and I don't like to use the term, let me become and play devil's advocate. I don't want to use that either. But let me say this. If we, when we get free, if you decide to set up the same system that white people have set up, what do you think the outcome is going to be? So, yeah, if you are not the ones that were charged with the duty and responsibility from the Creator to be the maintainers of the planet, because the earth, the planet, the physical planet, the earth is speaking up and speaking back out at white people and them doing what they're doing to the planet. Shh, don't tell nobody, but if you watch the Discovery Channel and the History Channel, you'll see everything on the planet retaliating, so to speak, fighting back, except you. Don't tell nobody, though. You see tigers and fucking elephants and shit slapping the shit out of white people. You see it because you know they're mistreating the elephants and the animals and the fucking fish. Save the killer whale. And they out there tagging the fucking whale's fins and shit, trying to keep track of the damn whale. Stop that. So you can't put a system like that in place and then turn around and have this thing called the zoo where you go pay money to go see the animals. Don't be stupid. So we can't become those people. Do you understand what I'm saying? So we're going to have to go back and get those systems that our ancestors have put in place, all right, and put those back in place, but we got to do the remix to them. You follow what I'm saying? And let's just be real about that, all right? Some of us that take to social media, some of us is just out of our damn minds, and I said this before, and I'm not being insulting to anybody on here. You're out of your goddamn mind, meaning that you don't have your mind. Someone else's mind is in you, because when I hear you and I listen to you and I watch you and your actions don't match up with what you're saying, I said something is wrong with that picture. Some of the things that I hear coming from these Negropeans, it don't sit right with me, because I'm saying, you right, sister, we out of our African minds, all right, because someone has put their mind in us. All right. And I think this may give us a hint and a clue as to what the Christians say about having that mind, that we should have that a Christ-like kind of mind. Let that mind be in us also. Do you understand what I'm saying? We have to understand that these ultra white right, see, they have a play on words, alt-right, alternative right, as though they are right and everyone else is wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't fall for it. It's a play on words, but it shouldn't play on the intellect that I know that you have. Even in the midst of everything that's coming upon us, all right, we still are able to speak intelligently, and we're able to articulate some of the things that we know are wrong, even with us, and we're the first ones to talk about us. I don't need Richard Spencer to come along and talk about us, all right? We've had a long history of Black leaders. Bill Cosby was one of them. He went on a whole entire tour talking about us. Guess what white people did? Sat back, took notes, and now they're flipping it on them, because it was Uncle Bill Cosby who said we should get up off our butts and go to work and do some other things, right? And stop blaming white people. And then he turned around and blamed white people. Negroes. Just because white people laugh at your jokes that don't give you a pass, all right? Plain and simple. If you go back and study Tulsa, Oklahoma, how they ravaged it, bombed it, murdered people, Black people. They didn't care whether you was a comedian, a scientist, an engineer, a banker, a nurse, entertainer, or what? Am I right or wrong? Go back and look at those pictures. I went there. Go back and look at those pictures. Business owners were murdered. All right. They got murdered right along with the pimp and the prostitute, along with the dude that gambled in the pool hall. White people didn't care. They didn't care who you were. Whether you had letters before your name or letters after your name. They didn't give a damn if you was a Muslim, Christian, whatever you were. Democrat, Republican, you were Black, you got murdered. Am I right or wrong? So we're not going to play that game and fall into that trap. All right. We're going to come to a general consensus. All right. And we're going to judge people by what they do more so than what they say they do. All right. And Black Wall Street, right? We just have to understand that particular dynamic. And we can't put blinders on and turn a blind eye to what these people have always done to Black people. All right. Don't leave a goddamn word under this clip talking about you hate all white people and why that was a long time ago and blah, 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 blah. Right. No. No, we could talk about some things that happened last year. Matter of fact, this year, that you would swear it happened 100 years ago. No, it happened this year. All right. So let's just be very frank, upfront, and very real, and very honest, and very truthful about the people that we're dealing with. Plain and simple. So Black left. Can I talk to y'all for a second? If you're going to stand up and call all Black women bitches and hoes, and you're going to stand up and you basically going to say the Black woman is responsible for the problems that the Black man is suffering today, then yeah, we might as well lump you with the rest of them. No, I'm not buying into that. Because when you say that, you're talking about my mama and my grandmother and my elders. Yeah, I'm not buying into that. I don't care how much you use aspects of racism, white supremacy, parts of their system to say that Black women are using part of the system to oppress and suppress and to destroy the Black man. I'm not buying into that. Stop telling me that they're using child support as a way to destroy the Black man. If racism, white supremacy have established a system, and we can't keep the Black family together so much so that we take our rightful place in the family, brother, to know that you don't abandon your family, man. You just don't. And in some cases, I can honestly say, some cases, we force her to go to the courts. All right? There's a few women that's probably on here right now that I know that have given the brother an open door policy. Come see your children. Come support them. Take care of them. Take them on trips. Do whatever you want to do with them. I'm not stopping you. I want you to have a relationship with your son. What do you do, brother? You rather go chase some other people because you can't have it your way. No, we have to get past this testosterone and we have to get past the ego. Plain and simple. It is what it is. Listen, the woman is not, in that case, the woman is not bad and the man is not bad. It's just that you don't understand racism, white supremacy, and how it works. And everything that you think you understand will only confuse you, as taught to us by Neely Fuller Jr. All right? We have to understand that particular dynamic. All right? And if this whole idea of child support has been happening to you, your father, your father's father, all right, then it's a systemic thing then. And it's something that they put in us, all right, that we have to learn about the family and keeping the family together. All right, that's probably doing us in. All right, plain and simple. So, but now, sisters, you can't use aspects of racism, white supremacy to destroy the Black man, because once they see that the Black man is destroyed and they come against us, who's going to defend you? Some of y'all with the attitude, I see y'all already. Well, shit, Black man ain't defending me any old way, so I'll go for myself. Come on, sis. Stop that. Stop that. I'm talking about to the degree I want to be able to defend us. I'm talking about waging war against racism, white supremacy. No, you cannot do that by yourself. And I'm not talking about anything silly like tuning a car. I'm not talking about manly stuff. I'm not talking about that. No, I saw a sister tune a goddamn car. So I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about putting in place and keeping intact the role that you should leave for the man to play in the context of the family. So when Father's Day roll around June 18th, I don't want you talking about I'm the mom and the dad. Stop the blood clot crying. Stop the bullshit. Stop that. You're not the man and the woman. See, that's racism, white supremacy. That's what they want you to say, sister. Then when they hear that from you, they say, we got him. We got him. In DC, by the way, www.producejustice.com. Get the book by Neely Fuller Jr. Love from the, okay, we at war. Yes, you're right. Yeah, we are all at war. And if we would listen to Neely Fuller Jr., Francis Cress Welsing, Sister Soldier, and other people, that when the rallying cry was we're at war, if most of us would have heard it, we would act as such. You understand what I'm saying? These are practical things I'm trying to put out there in a practical way. I'm not going to excuse the bastard language that I have to use to get through to some people. I'm not going to come on here and speak the King's English. It's just not going to work. And I'm going to be very honest with you. There's certain situations that I've been put in personally that if I didn't curse, I'd kill. My daughter's on there and she can attest to that. You understand what I'm saying? So, no. So, don't look for me to come speak the King's English when the very same people that I got to get through to that will probably hear and see this will never speak the King's English. That's not their vibration. That's not where they are. So I got to reach them, and once I get them, raise the vibratory frequency and raise the pitch of their thinking on a level to the point where I don't have to curse. That we can dive into the body of work that our ancestors left for us, and we don't have to say one curse word. Would you agree? Okay. So when we talk about fear of white genetic survival, they fear us genetically because if we, as black men, was to go out and impregnate white women, then it would color the whole race of them. Even if the white man entered into heaven, when I say that, I mean entered into you, black woman, we would color the whole race of them. All right? This, every white person knows, especially Richard Spencer. They already know this. They know they can't continue to mate with us and we not color the whole race of them. See, this is fear of white genetic survival on a subconscious level. This is what Richard Spencer fears, that in 20, 30, 50 years, everyone may end up looking like Takia or Soleil or my mama. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a very real dynamic, genetically speaking. And this on a subconscious level, they fear. All right? So we need to understand that. Okay? So like I said, the platform is going to change. I'm going to do these sporadically. Hopefully I can hold on to 9 o'clock on Wednesdays because some of y'all are used to that. And different platform. I'm purchasing. Matter of fact, let's talk about me purchasing this camera. We got to do a fun drive or something for this camera, all right? The camera is only $400. I want y'all to go to www.professorgriff.me. Donate something, a food stamp, Captain Crunch coupon. Don't get funny now. Donate something towards the camera so I could get it, go out in the field and make this happen. Now, wouldn't y'all would have liked for me to be out in the field so I could go actually talk to Richard Spencer face to face? Yeah. Talking to Charles Barkley, getting him on the phone, right? Okay, cool. We could put the nickels and dimes together. Right now, I see there's over 100 people watching this right now live. If 100 people said, okay, I'm going to give $20, the camera's purchased. Done deal. Right or wrong? Am I right? Okay, 50 people giving 20. Let's make it happen. www.professorgriff.me. Go hit the donate button or go right to PayPal. Write this down. Somebody put this in there Aisha, Soleil, can one of y'all write this in there? Go to PayPal and put in enemyminds@gmail.com. Donate. I'll get the camera, and I'm transparent. I will show you what I did with the money. I'm not going to be like them other people. I'm not throwing no rocks and no stones. I'm not doing that. Transparent. Let's make it happen. Let's step the game up. Serious minds have to move forward because it's serious minds that's going to attract serious minds. I'm sure you all see that, right? Serious minds that attract serious minds. If I wasn't serious about what I'm doing, I would have never attracted you. All right? If you know and understand the law of attraction, then you know and understand that you're not on here just to be on here. Something about what I do, the vibrational pitch of what I'm doing, it attracts you, and you're conversating with me tonight. You follow what I'm saying? All right. The email address, Soleil put it in. You can go to www.professorgriff.me, which is my website. You can donate there, or just go right to PayPal and put in enemy, MINDZ, at gmail.com. That's enemy minds, enemy, MINDZ, at gmail.com. All right. If anyone wants to just buy it and donate it, I won't take any money. It's the Mevo camera. It's you can purchase it online. It's $399. And Mevo is a camera that a live stream produces, in which you can actually have a television studio in the palm of your hand. Do the research for yourself. All right, let's make it happen. You see, we have to be able to support our own. Let me tell y'all something. They're not going to finance the revolution. Revolution is complete, constructive, conscious, cosmic change. They're not going to finance this. If we don't put the nickels and dimes together to finance this, and I'm telling y'all straight up, and I'm being transparent, the next person to come after me that's going to sit in this seat for Serious Minds Radio, I'm going to turn all of the equipment over to them. Plain and simple. All right. From the camera that I use, I'm going to let you see. From the camera and the microphone that I use right now, from the computer to whatever else is I use in the studio to make it happen, that's what it's going to be. The next person sitting in this seat will have access to that. Plain and simple. All right. And just to let y'all know, I'm very transparent. If anyone would like to buy any of the old cameras that I have, GoPros that I'm sitting on, a couple of HD cameras, or some the microphones I used to use on Enemy Minds Radio, I still have that equipment. If someone wants to purchase that because you have a show, or whatever, purchase that, and I'll use that money to go buy a new camera. Makes me no difference. All right, we got to do this by any, every, and all means necessary. Plain and simple. Y'all know I've been out here teaching for free for years and years and years and years and years. Make it happen. What type of camera is it again? LaShawn. It's called a Mevo, M-E-V-O. Soleil, can you put that in the thing? It's the M-E-V-O camera, the Mevo. All right, there's a bundle package that they have on sale now at Mevo.com. All right, live stream makes it. M-E-V-O. If a few people want to get together on your own, purchase it, present it, send it to me. I'll give you my address. Let's make it happen. Or you can meet me somewhere. All right, let's make it happen. I'll be in Baltimore. Nope, I'll be in on the 17th of June. I will be in Southampton, Virginia. All right, helping a fundraiser, helping them raise money. All right, to keep the land there that Nat Turner's people own. The people, the family, the organization. All right, we're doing a fundraiser on the 17th. All right, myself and Soleil will be down there. All right, helping raise funds to make that happen. Call me if you need the information. I'll be in Southampton, Virginia. All right, on the 17th of June. On the 18th, I'm going to be right here in Baltimore. All right, right here in Baltimore at the Fear of a Black Planet. All right, my brother Jabari's throwing it on. Myself, Red Pill, and Supernova. All right. All right. How much is your course? My course is $99, but for the fee that I have to pay, Zoom and PayPal, people are going to have to pay approximately $105. And it starts July 4th, Khaled. The Know Thyself course starts July 4th, every 4 Tuesdays, 2 hours every Tuesday. It starts July 4th, and it's $105. What I'm going to give you in that course, I should be charging $5,000. All right, but we can't do that. We got to make it affordable to everyone. All right. So yeah, June 18th. The next week after that, I'm going to be with Soleil at her Kung Fu school in Lanham, Maryland, at Dragons Academy Martial Arts School. And I'm going to be talking about the art of war. I'm constructing this lecture to talk to fathers about what they need to pass on to their sons in the way of discipline. Not like myself. My mom put me in the cadets, the art of war at Dragon Academy Martial Arts in Lanham, June 25th at 3 p.m. Register online for $20 adults, $10 for youth at www.professorgriff.me. Ms. Griffin put me in karate. Louise Griffin. Ms. Griffin put me in the cadets. Ms. Griffin saw that I got the discipline. Then I went off to do the FOI. I went in the military, United States Army as military police correctional specialist. Then I operated in revolutionary organizations in the community. Then I developed the Unity Force, which led into the S1Ws and all those brothers that came through the Public Enemy experience. Yeah, so I passed that discipline on. All right. I'm trying to give these fathers a method, a way to at least discipline their sons. All right. We can't give them everything they want and baby them to the point where they become disrespectful. All right. And follow me on this next proverb. When something new, when you have to experience something new, and I think Soleil dropped this on me, one of the elders, you never test the water with both feet. You never test the depth or how deep the water is with both feet. You don't jump the hell in. You test it with 1 foot. Am I right or wrong? You say, oh, wow, this is kind of deep. All right. And I'm asking people to do that. All right. I'm asking people to do that. And if you're going to get this thing called knowledge yourself, don't judge it based on what you're seeing these new cats on YouTube doing. That's not what this is. All right. We're going to go back to the ancestors. All right. We're going to go to the elders, and we're just going to stay tapped into them in order to present this curriculum so we can put this discipline in place. All right. I got to go. I got to deal with brother and talk with Brother Rich in 30 minutes. We need you in Soleil Straight Black Love Cookout in D.C. on the 25th, Black Pride. Give us a call. My phone number, 678-557-2919. I got to go. I got to get ready for Brother Rich's thing. I love you all to life. All right. Of course, every time I do this and anything that I do, I give aspects of myself to you. You got to handle that with care. All right. Soleil, or the creator that I serve, is not going to allow me to give all of me. You understand what I'm saying? My sister's not going to allow that. My daughter's not going to allow that. All right. Once again, I love y'all to life. This is Professor Griff. I'm going to see y'all next week, or probably before then, whether I get that camera or not. Let's make it happen. I love y'all to life, man. All right. Support anyone that's doing the work. I love you too, Soleil. Support anyone that's doing the work. All right. Whether it's Serious Minds or anyone else's show. All right. If any subject you want me to deal with, just call me, email me at seriousmindsinfo@gmail.com. Just hit me up and I'll deal with it. Plain and simple. All right. I want to be able to get the camera so I can go out in the field and sit and interview some of the elders, interview some of these people. All right. Because listen, we're losing them. All right. We have to be able to bring them in front of us so we can sit at their feet and extract the knowledge from them before they pass forward. Love y'all to life. This is Professor Griff. I got to go, seriously. All right. Revolution is not an event. It's a process. I am because we are, therefore I am. This is Professor Griff for Serious Minds, RNTV. Peace. Peace. Love you, Soleil. Peace. Peace, y'all. Gotta go. All right. Thank y'all for tuning in on Google Hangouts. All right. Peace.